Is this thing on? Do I have people watching at this hour? Because I don't stream at this hour, so... Then again, I don't really have a regular streaming schedule. And then I'm wondering, it's like, why is no one watching me? Like, well, maybe. If people would know when you're streaming, V, maybe they would watch you. Alright, we got 7 viewers in the chat. Let's see who's first. It's always the big question, isn't it? Who's first? In the meantime, let me just share this around, and trust me, you're going to love the topics that I have chosen for today. They're absolutely beautiful. So maybe I should put it in my server as well. I'm going to tag at everyone, of course. Here we go. No, wait. Oh, God. Please ignore that if you're in my server. Shit. I did a boo-boo. I did an oopsie. Now I can see the chat. I couldn't see the chat up till now. Alright, so at everyone, I'm streaming. There we go. Send now. Alright, so the topic for today is going to be women who are making what they consider to be blood magic. And the blood magic has the purpose of solidifying the relationship between them and their husband. Now, the blood magic consists in using their period blood in order to put it into the food so that once the husband consumes the dish, he gets in love with her. I'm not kidding. This is a thing. All right. So it happens in California, yeah? Some places of Africa and India. There's research papers about it. We're going to go through them. It's going to be a lovely stream. Just hang on tight. Please share it around. Please share my stream around. Let me put it on Twitter first. So, blood. Learn everything there is to know about blood magic. Link in the response tweet. There we go. I'm educating people, see? I'm like Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci educates people as well. On a different subject, though, okay? Each with their own expertise. I don't know if there's experts in this field. Like, if you get a license for being a blood mage. But I am doing my best in order to educate people as best as I can. With the knowledge that I have, which I consider is far superior than what normal people should be having about this topic. Like, the least you know about this topic, the better. But you know what? Someone has to know about it. So, that person is me. Okay. Why can't I see the chat? I can't see the chat. Can't see the chat of my live stream. It's so weird. YouTube isn't displaying it. Unless, let me try just joining my own live stream and see if I can see the chat like that. That's so stupid. It should show it to me into the... Yeah, I'm having technical difficulties. I'm apologizing. Like, I can't even see what you guys are saying. I'm trying to get my live stream on my phone. This is embarrassing. I know. I'm aware. Bro. It's so weird. I can't see my chat. You know what? Fuck it. I'll improvise. I'll find a way. Where there's a whip, there's a way. Do you guys know that song? It's from Lord of the Rings. Okay. What if I reset my phone? Hold on. I just have an idea. I'll reset my phone and maybe then I'll see my chat. There we go. That did it. Okay. Now I see Zenith. That sounds like witchcraft. It is witchcraft, actually. It's called blood magic. I'm starting to understand why the Inquisition didn't appreciate witches back in the day. Before we go into the main topic, there is something that really upset me. I gotta say, you know, I'm a little bit depressed today because my wife likes a VTuber. I talked about it before. She doesn't know English that much, but she likes Lisa because she sings. Like, I showed her some of the Lisa songs, and she really likes them. And I gotta say, I like Lisa as well. I mean, she is probably the kindest person that I have ever met. She's way too kind to even be human. I wonder, like, if she's not an angel or a saint or something. Because, like, when you talk with her, it's like talking to an AI that figures out what is the most kind response to give in any given situation and selects that. Like, she is the nicest person that you can meet on the internet, unironically. And she just got demonetized by YouTube for reused content. Like, all her content is original. She does karaoke every now and then, but, like, come on. So, hopefully, her management will help. But if her management doesn't help, I'll do everything within my power in order to get that sheep monetized again. It's really upsetting. I don't like the fact that this happened to her. So that put me in a bad mood. You know, if it happened to someone else, it would have been upsetting. But, like, considering that it happened to Lisa, it's incredibly upsetting because, as I mentioned before, she's a very nice person. And I hope she keeps doing what she's doing because she makes some really good songs. And her streams are also very wholesome. Alright, with that out of the way, Lisa is a VTuber, Lemmywings. She does a lot of singing, and she's really good at it. Like, her songs are very spot on and very wholesome. And pretty much, like, YouTube doesn't want people to be happy at this point. I guess, like, why are you watching Lisa? Why don't you watch CNN? Like, CNN can make you happy. Watch Comedy Central. Watch Dave Chappelle almost getting shanked on stage. That's something that you should watch. Don't watch Chica Fujilisa. Chica Fujilisa is not worthy enough for the monetization. Yeah, I did save a VTuber to my wife, yes. Do you want a link to Chica Fuji? I mean, you can find it on Twitter, boss. Just go to my Twitter. I retweeted it. I'll make a big video about her on one of my main channels if her management isn't able to help her out with her predicament. But hopefully, right, because that's what management is for. I mean, it's probably making her lose quite a bit of quite a bit of money from the super chats. Like, she probably gives more than 30 or 40% to management. At least they can help her with that, I guess. Alright. So, should we talk about the main topic, about blood magic? Or should we wait for more people to join? Let's wait for 100 people to join, and then we can talk about the blood magic. Blood magic. It has a nice ring to it, isn't it? Like blood magic. Makes it sound more dangerous than it is. See, like, I find something bizarre going on with YouTube. So, on my channel, it says there's 60 people watching, but on the control panel, which is like the thing that it shows me what's going on backstage, if you will, it shows me 40 people are watching, and on my phone, it's 45. How many people are watching, Susan? Susan, stop demonetizing my VTubers and focus on what's important. Like, giving me the correct analytics. I need the analytics, because when I start talking about boring shit and people start signing off, I need to change the topic or something. God, why is that so difficult? Seeing the number of subscribers is important. Doesn't help the management seems to be going on. Yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff coming from Tsunderia, so I'm not going to say anything about that. Did you see the Ram Ranch meme you sent me? Where did you send it to me? Dude, you need to be more specific. I have Discord, I have Twitter, I have a lot of places. Let me see. I don't think you sent it to me on Twitter, because I didn't get a message from you for a long while. Oh, Red Ranch Redemption. Oh yeah, I saw that. But that was like what? That was like last Thursday? So it was a week ago. I forgot. I'm sorry. Like, a lot of people sent me a lot of stuff. But I did remember, though. Okay. Right. 62 people watching. You know what? That's enough. Let's talk about the spiritual cooking. So this is how I got my attention. Like, this is what dragged me into investigating this phenomenon. It's a book. And by the way, like, this is not being banned on Amazon, right? I mean, books about jokes and stuff like that, those are problematic. But a book about cooking with period, perfectly fine. I mean, if you were to ban this, I guess it would be against freedom of expression or freedom of speech or something. By the way, my stance is that you shouldn't ban any books, right? Cooking with period blood. 69 delicious recipe. Delicious. Delicious is the word that they're using. Delicious. Inappropriately, outrageously funny joke notebook disguised as a real paperback. Trick friends and family with this gift. Trick friends and family. Man, I don't know what family these people are growing up in, but like if I were to do this to my friend, well, obviously I can't because I lack the proper fluids, but let's assume that I would manage to trick my friends and family somehow with this gift. There would be violence. You know, like normally my family is not into it, but I think like this would open the chakra gate. You know, like they would unlock the gate of heaven or something like that. The fourth gates of the nine tails would be unleashed, and they would become violent if they found out that I diced their food with period blood. I think I don't even know if it's a criminal act. I don't think it's a crime though. I don't think like spicing people, but or maybe it is. I've no idea. Like if I was a judge and if I was a lawyer or a prosecutor and someone comes up with this case, like I really wouldn't know what to classify it under. Because like I mean, if the person is sick, like let's say they have hepatitis, then that's easy, right? That's poisoning. But if the person doesn't have hepatitis, like let's say it's a healthy person and does this. I mean, it's kind of interesting because if you're a man, and let's say you put semen in order to quote-unquote trick your friends and family with this gift, right? That would be under sexual abuse or some sort of sexual misdemeanor. Like, you could classify it. I would have to look at the law again. It's been a year since I studied it, but like, you could classify it as an illegal activity. But if it's like period blood, probably not. Well, we talked about that, Abdi Muhammad. No, it's not terrorism, because like terrorism is using violence in order to achieve political goals. I don't think this is what classifies as terrorism. No, it's not about the spirit cooking that Alex Jones talks about. Like, Alex Jones already talked about it. There's nothing else I can add. He already covered the subject fairly briefly. No, this is something else. Shock and surprise your friends with this very tasteful notebook. Get it tasteful. It's better than I spend my time writing descriptions that no one will ever read. Oh no, poopsikins. Don't worry about it. I have the displeasure of reading it. I don't think it's cannibalism either. Like, cannibalism would imply that you're eating the flesh. I mean, I don't know, like, a vampire wouldn't classify as a cannibal. Even though, like, he drinks the blood, right? So Count Dracula wouldn't necessarily classify as a cannibal. He is towing that line. He is walking the fine gray line, but I wouldn't call him, it's like, oh yeah, well, he's being a cannibal. It's not even poisoning. I mean, it depends on the quantity. But like if you were to put pig blood in a food, right? So like I don't think it's poisoning. You can't make that argument. Like poisoning would have to make someone sick to require a visit to the hospital at least, right? So you're not going to die from this. You're not going to go to the hospital from this. But it is disgusting, right? It is vampirism. Hello, Synchro. Welcome to the show. Contamination. Yeah, but there's no crime against contaminating food unless you're at a restaurant. So if you do this at a restaurant, yeah, you'd be violating a lot of laws. But like if you're doing it at home, if you're, as this book suggests, surprising your friends and family with a very tasteful dish, then it's not illegal. No, seriously, it's very difficult to put it under anything. It would make you sick, but the difference between being sick figurative, as a metaphor, as a way of speech, and being sick from a legal standpoint is two different things. So this is an empty 120-page book. You could fill the inside with actual recipes if you want, or use it as a journal. Find them for witchcraft and burn them. Man, we don't do that since the medieval ages, but I can understand why people were irrational about it back in the day. So anyways, you know, like, this is more like a gift that you can give to someone, right? However, this got me thinking, like, is this a thing? Apparently it is. Most of us are glad to be rid when Aunt Flo comes to town. I love the euphemism that they have, like Aunt Flo. Why do they call her Aunt Flo? Like, it's the period. Why do you need to anthropomorphize it? Disposing of it along with tampons and pads, or those cup things some of you are into shoving up your vajays to gather your blood. You know, this is something that I never understood. Like, when I was in high school, I remember it so clearly because it scarred me for life. Let me go back. Let me go back to that day, that dreadful day. So, I really needed to pee. And it was during hours, but the door to the boys' bathroom was broken. And considering that it was during class time and no one was on the hallway, I decided, against my better judgment, to go to the girls' bathroom. And what I saw there scars me to this day. I mean, there was blood on the walls, chat. There was blood on the walls. Look, I understand the biological necessity, but like, you would think you take the pad and you put it in the bin. You don't do the helicopter with it, because that's the only way I could have explained the horrors of which I have seen. I mean, it looked like a crime scene in there. It looked as if someone couldn't pay the protection money. And I don't know, like, there were places where there were drops that I couldn't reach. Like, I got myself on my tippy toes. Now, I'm not a manlet. I'm not a basketball player either, but like, I'm somewhere in between. And I couldn't reach it. So literally the only way is that if someone did the helicopter with it. I can't explain it. And on top of that, like, since we're on the subject, why was it pee on the toilet seat? Like, up till this day, I have wondered, why is there pee on a toilet seat in the girls' bathroom, right? And eventually I found out, apparently, women do the UFO with their pussy. They hover, chat. They hover over the thing so that they do not touch their ass cheeks towards the toilet seat. Probably why they go in the bathroom in pair. Like, one of them is holding the hands of another as she is, like, trying to hover over the... Okay, well, the image is in my head, but it's difficult to reproduce it. However, it was nasty, chat. It was very, very nasty. The nastiness level went up the scale. There are not many times in my life where I have seen images more nasty than it was there. And the smell, okay? Like, I can't reproduce it. Does Susan allow you to have such titles for videos? I don't think I'm breaking any TOS. I love the dollop of mayonnaise in the middle. Yeah, like, I don't even know what the fuck that is, to be honest. But like I mean the overall dish. I can't tell if it's something sweet or if it's something... It looks like some sort of borscht, but like, why would you put mayonnaise in it? Now that you brought it up, it actually bothers me. Why is there like mayonnaise that look like shit in the middle of the dish? Guys that can't aim but refuse to sit down are equally annoying. I mean, I think you learn with age. You know, you can master the ways of the Force by the age of 30 to the point where you can pee with the toilet seat down and there won't be a single drop on the toilet seat. That's what a grandmaster does. It requires high level of dexterity, high levels of self-control, mastering the knowledge of peeing while standing up. Few people can do it, but eventually, at a certain age, you become the grandmaster. And when you, like, this is the test, okay? You need to drink at least 4 bottles of beer, hold it in, and then go to the toilet with the toilet seat down, take the pee, and make sure that not even a single drop touches that toilet seat. And how do you do the test? Well, you let your significant other use the bathroom and you put your ear next to the door. If she screams, you're fucked. You failed the test. You failed at life. If she walks out and doesn't notice anything, congratulations, you're a guru. You have managed to successfully pass the test. And then there's another level on top of it. There's a different level of mastery, which very few manage to achieve. Even the elderly have problem with this. But the next level of mastery is to pee with the toilet seat down, the lights turned off, and not a single drop on the seat. That is the epiphany of being a man. You know, when social justice activists, like, they ask you, like, what does it mean to be a man? That's what it means to be a man. Toilet seat down, lights off, taking a piss, and not a single drop on the toilet seat. As someone who has cleaned women's public bathrooms, what you ladies do to them is unholy. HK9410, had I known that you have gone through such a horror, I would have established a deeper emotional connection with you. There are sights that men should not see. There are certain images that stay with us forever. I call it the horrowing, because it's horrifying. You call that pissing in the bathtub? No, that's a completely different skill. In fact, I wouldn't even call it a skill. Like, I used to do that since I was a kid. I stopped doing it once you become a teenager. Like, not pissing in the bathtub becomes the skill. But when I was like 9 or 10, yeah, that did happen. I think South Park made an episode about it. But yeah, the skill is not doing it. Your title is too close to spirit cooking, which is a verboten subject. I don't think it's a verboten subject on YouTube. I don't think they have a problem with it. I mean, they don't like it, I guess, if you talk about it. But there were a lot of videos on the subject. There were a lot of channels that talked about the subject. I don't think it's an issue. And not to mention, we're talking about something else, so. But yes, night vision pissing, exactly. You know, it's like a cat which is blind. Like, there are cases where people have blind cats. And surprisingly, they just still jump around and they play around as if they're not blind, because they know the layout of the house. But if you change the furniture, they start bashing their heads against the wall because they don't know where it, you know, like they... You're confusing the blind cat. Like, it actually maps the entire house. It's kind of like that you need to do in order to piss with the lights off. Like, you need to map the layout of the toilet. You need to know the circumference of it. But anyway, right. We're talking about other things now. Unlike the women who say cook up their own placentas and enjoy it with some fava beans. Who are these people? Unlike the women who cook up their own placentas and enjoy it with some fava beans. Funny enough, that's actually one of the reasons the placenta is there. I mean, all the animals do it, right? Like it's supposed to provide some nutrients after the painful labor of birth. However, we humanity have transcended this, and we don't require it anymore. We just eat vitamins. You can just order food. The menstrual master chefs are all about sneaking it into the food of unsuspecting menfolk for alleged magical purposes. Noni? Like this, like Noni? Should I actually read it like this? Because this gives me the lazy eye. This makes me like, whoa. Okay. Animals also eat poo. So do children. Many children, actually. Surprisingly, a lot of them. Or is my family bloodline tainted? Because I know my cousin did. When she was like 2 years old, I remember calling my mommy and going like, Mommy, my cousin ate poo. Mommy was displeased because the cleaning was difficult, but still. In some cultures, such as the African American hoodoo culture. Wait, is that a thing? Like hoodoo? And then Sicilian folk magic. See, Sicilian I know, but like hoodoo? You mean like voodoo? Like voodoo and hoodoo are different things, or is it just misspelled? I think they misspelled it. I think they wanted... Is it possible? Yeah, I mean on the keyboard V and H are very close to it. So I think like voodoo culture, not voodoo culture. It's believed that serving menstrual blood to a man will capture his sexual attention. You don't need any spells to go along with it. Supposedly, the woman's scent is added to the man's consciousness, and he'll either become obsessed with her, commit to her, or never stray, depending on what the owner of the period blood is trying to achieve. You know, like, this is an interesting conversation. Like, some women do smell nice, but other women, Jesus Christ, they stink. And apparently, this actually has to do with genetics. So there were some doctors which ran experiments on this. They got 4 guys to not bathe for 2 weeks and to wear the same shirt. And after 2 weeks, they put that shirt in a jar. And they got 4 women to smell the scent of the jars and to decide which smells better and which smells worse. And what they found out was that the guys they liked were also the same smells that they liked from the jar. So in other words, like, our brains are wired for us to be attracted to, I guess, like what we can consider a genetical match. And it's probably the same with men, right? Like, this is why some women smell really nice and other women smell icky. I mean, I'm talking like, imagine this, okay? If you go to the gym and you're coming home, you'll find out that your girlfriend likes to sniff you because, like, she likes the smell of, you know, that sweat. Like, it smells nice. And it's the same when you have a girlfriend. Like, if she worked out, she might smell nice. But there's other girls that smell icky. So, like, I just debunked their entire theory. Because it says, like, if you use the menstrual blood in a man's dish, it's going to get the scent of that woman in his nose and he is going to go insane. Well, it depends, right? Because, like, what if he really hates her smell? That it's going to have the opposite effect, wouldn't it? Like, this magic can backfire. There is no magic without risk, chat. Your ex loved your body wash? Yeah, that's quite common, actually. Genes are super important and it's a taboo subject. I don't know if it's a taboo subject or not. But like, a lot of people are attracted into someone else and they can't explain why. But like, the thing that, like, the visual, like, look, the idea that you can like a smell from a person you never seen before, and when you see that person, you also like them. It's bizarre, isn't it? Right? Because that's what the experiment did. They took... You know what? Let's actually watch the experiment while we're at it. Why not? Let me see if I can find it. Smell jar experiment. I don't have it saved though, because I remember seeing it when I was a kid and was on TV. Let's add men, women to it. I think I found it. Give me a second. I need to get past the commercials. Commercials are important. I am trying to teach the truth, yes. I'm educating people. Look here, you bigot.
Dylan Silver, I love the smell of wooden cabinets and freshly popped toast. And this is...
Love at First Sniff!
These 6 dudes have brought with them the smelliest articles of clothing they own, which will
I'm going to get a copyright claim, aren't I?
have the most pleasing smell to Dylan and thus win her heart? We will soon find out. Yeah, it looks like number 5 once
I'm curious, like, how they record this thing. Like, do they get the actors and they say just wiggle the shirt around and smell it amongst each other?
people to smell his bandana. That's slightly weird. Oh right, this is a dating show. Dylan, what do you look for in a guy?
Confident without being cocky, passionate about what he's doing.
Likes bowling. Also,
Likes bowling? Dude, I have heard women describe the type of men that they like many, many times. I've never heard, like, bowling being an attractive trait. Is that a thing? Like, is this some knowledge that I should have known when I was a teenager? It's like, you should try bowling. We're going to get a lot of the ladies.
doesn't stink.
Round 1. Dylan can't see the contestants behind that curtain divider, but why don't we learn a little bit about these dudes? Number 1, enjoys riding motorcycles. 2, has been known to skydive. 3, can put it...
I love it's like, has been known to skydive, as if this actually describes his entire personality.
his leg behind his head. 4, likes basketball. 5's first job was a private stripper. And 6...
Man, these descriptions are so freaking bizarre. You know, like, imagine if someone were to describe you. It's like, what do you like to... Well, used to be a private stripper. I mean, that tells you all there is to know about it.
I'm gonna find number 1.
Oh wait, we don't have time for 6.
Don't mind it, actually. Number 2.
It's kind of funny, like, this used to be on TV back in the day.
Okay, this shirt smells like you put some cologne on it. I'm not convinced this is entirely your smell. You're hiding something.
Oh.
Number 2, I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna have to throw you in the trash.
Is it because of dishonesty? Yeah, opposed to... Well, I think, like, the difference between a private stripper and a public stripper is that a public stripper goes to a strip club, while a private stripper does party attendances and stuff. So yeah, like, there is an actual difference between private and public. It's probably because he's Asian. Yeah, like, she's a racist, chat. I'm sorry.
3. It's a very light odor, almost a bit feminine.
Oh, that's transphobic, babe.
Which is not necessarily a bad thing. Number 4. It smells like college or something.
Hey, then. If you can't beat them, join them. That's what you need to do.
Number 5. Just the fact that you own this garment concerns me. Dude, that is so much perfume.
It's the smell of love.
I'm sorry, number...
Yeah, but like... So, when I was a kid, I saw the actual experiment, okay? Like, this is a reality show. You're not supposed to use perfume and other things. I mean, it defies the whole purpose.
Number 5, I'm gonna have to throw you out.
I could have been your destiny.
Okay, last one. Is this clothing? Oh my god. It smells foul. It almost smells like the scent of your foot. Number 6, I'm so sorry, but I'm sure there's a scent for everyone, right? You're going in the trash.
And now,
That's not true. Men do wear perfume. Like who told you that men don't wear perfume? That is such a bad take. I mean, if you're going out clubbing, I would suggest you wear perfume. I wouldn't use cologne though. Like cologne is something that grandmother used to use. Instead, I would strongly suggest that you use Versace. You need to go with Versace. Axe used to have like those commercials where you would have men who would use the Axe body odor, and then they would go into the elevator and like 5 women would jump on them. So, but no, like you should use perfume as a man. Like that is just a dumb take. Like men don't use perfume. I wouldn't wear cologne either. No, don't wear cologne. You know, like maybe it's a cultural thing. I don't know. Like here in my country, if you wear cologne, it's kind of like grandpa. You know, cologne is grandpa perfume. You can also use aftershave. Like aftershave, especially some brands, they can last for a long time and they're really good. But basically, just wear whatever your woman wants you to wear, because like it's not something that really like, is for you. You know, like the perfume is more for her, so. Anyway, going back to the beautiful cooking, the beautiful dish. So, in some cultures, such as the African American hoodoo culture or the Sicilian folk magic, it's believed that serving menstrual blood to a man will capture his sexual attention. You don't need any spells to go along with it. Supposedly, the woman's scent is added to the man's subconscious. Men in these cultures are often warned not to accept brown or red drinks or foods with brown and red sauces from unmarried women, because some menses-related witchcraft might be afoot. That is a good advice, actually. That is some strong advice. Yeah, like if you're in one of these cultures where people believe that if you give menstrual blood to a man, he's going to fall in love with you. Yeah, you shouldn't accept that type of food. Well, then again, actually, like what if you're an incel? Would you be flattered knowing that, okay, well, this lady cooked for you? I don't know. It is quite difficult, though. If you've stopped dry retching enough to raise a skeptical eyebrow and call BS on this tale of mine, our old friend Google would indicate otherwise. There are forums and web pages discussing this unusual ingredient. If you're not totally icked out and you're looking to get started, this is a forum that you can read. Alright, let me see if the forum is still up, because this is a pretty old article. Menstrual blood magic, questions and answers. Holy shit, it's a real thing. Oh my fucking god. Chat, this is the real deal. In my experience, when a person is married, it does make a difference as opposed to just broken up lovers. I think there is a better chance one will stay married than to get back with a lover who you have broken up with. Star in the Sky number 7. Literally Lioness. So Literally Lioness is on a forum talking about... Okay. Okay. My fucking god, the internet. You know, like, this is some knowledge that I wish I didn't have. Why are you reporting me, Capsule? I'm not breaking any TOS. How many viewers do I have? Like, let's see how many people have the stomach for this. Like, you guys have an iron stomach, I gotta say. If you're still watching this. Oh, I got 102 people watching. You guys are champions. You managed to outlast. Okay. To collect memses for immediate use or dry or freeze later. you may use your finger. Some women out there admit they've tried it, but aren't sure if sticking body fluids into their lovers' meals was a good idea or not. He asked me to cook rice for him. I was on my period. I removed my pad and suck it inside the water and make sure that the blood matched the water. I added my urine into the water and I made stew for him. He came back and ate the food without knowing. My question is, did I do the right thing or did I overreact it? Should I tell him because I am very worried and confused? Do not tell him, but don't do it again. That would be my solid advice, okay? Do not tell him and never do it again. By the way, like, how would you like it if, let's say, he has a cat and you don't like his cat and he decides to do the cat's blood magic on you in return? It's like, well, since she doesn't like my cat, I wanted her to have a more deep understanding, because like that would bring our relationship closer. I really hate it when she doesn't like my cat, so I decided to do some blood magic on her. You know, I snuck a little bit into her food and she just doesn't know, but okay. I mean, I obviously there are worse things out there. Yes, like I am aware 2 Girls 1 Cup exists. I am aware of those things. But like for some reason, 2 Girls 1 Cup to me feels consensual. Like there was consent involved between 2 adults, okay? This, however, requires a little bit of stealth and trickery. And I don't think I have the same feeling. I gotta say, at a certain level, this is worse. Simply because I don't think I will find myself in a 2 Girls 1 Cup situation. But you never know with this shit. Like, this is an open door to the dark side. Like, once it opens, it makes you paranoid. You gotta sneak into the kitchen and spy your wife while she's cooking. Every now and then. You don't have to do it every day, but like you should have like some sample size. You know, like once or twice a month when she's least expecting it. 2 Girls 1 Log is worse? Like, what the fuck is that? I don't know if these women need more supernatural. I wouldn't say that these women need Jesus. Like, the last thing that they know is more supernatural. Like, no, these women need science. These women are in desperate need of Dr. Fauci and Susan Trust and Safety Council. That's what these women need. Everyone is saying that I'm doing wrong by cooking my husband food with my period. Maka, why? Let me give you my reason. My auntie has been doing it and she is married for 12 years. She and her husband are in peace, though they don't have kids yet. But her husband is not even talking of second wife. Since I got married, I can beat my chest. Wait, you're a woman and you beat your chest? And say my husband has never misbehaved outside. He practically worships the feet I walk on. I make his food special. I know it's wrong, but I don't think it's poisonous. If that is the way my marriage will be intact, I have no regrets. I am a very emotional being. I might die if my heart gets broken. Who are you people to judge me? Well, we are the people that you decided to share this fucked up story with. Why would you share this fucked up story if you didn't want to be judged? What do you think would happen? But secondly, maybe you need more confidence in yourself. Why do you honestly think that this bullshit is what keeps your marriage intact? Why don't you think that maybe he genuinely loves you and you're being an insecure twat and your insecurity is causing you to do these disgusting things to him? I'm pretty sure you wouldn't like it if he did similar disgusting things to you, now would you? So, I'm just saying, you know, like, let's go back to the cat analogy. If he had a cat and he really wanted you to like his cat, because, you know, people get attached to animals and stuff, and he wanted you to like the cat even though it scratches the sofa and it scratches the drapes, and right? And he would do some blood magic to the cat to you, and then he would say to his friends, it's like, look, it's working. I mean, she never hated my cat. Like, my cat yesterday pooped on the carpet and she was fine with it. See, it's the blood magic that... I'm just saying, you know, there might be other reasons why he likes you, despite of your cooking. Thank you for the $5, Dukus. She puts the good things in so that you wear the Dolmio grin. Dolmio grin? I don't know what the Dolmio grin is, but it does sound pleasant. Yeah, adding some white cream to a woman's coffee. I don't know. Like, I think that's actual sexual harassment. Like, you could actually get in trouble for it. Why is this website constantly showing me like red food? I have been dating this Italian girl for 2 years now. Today we were just casually talking after fucking, and she asked me, "Do you ever wonder why we fell in love?" I told her I guess it was meant to be. She says she made it so, and I asked her how. She goes on to say that once a month when she's on her period, she puts her menstrual blood in the spaghetti sauce she feeds me. I fucking grossed out immediately, started gagging. She told me it was an old secret her grandma gave her, and that she thought I would find it sexy. I couldn't believe this chick. I immediately left after. Now I'm home. See, this is proof that the magic isn't working. Like, if the magic was legit, he would have still stayed there. Grandma's recipe would have won. But unfortunately, Grandma's recipe was not strong enough, and neither was this man's stomach. I'm just... really glad that I found this to share it with you, chat. Yes, Mamma Mia intensifies. Bito supposedly fed baby turned and tacos to his wife. Oh, come on. I don't believe that. There are certain things that sound too bewildering to be believed. Talking about the magic breaks the spell. I guess that's an explanation, right? Because like, once you create the idea of magic, you have to explain it so that it can't be debunked. Like, no matter what you do, there's always a rational explanation for it. It's also true, like, maybe she cast the spell wrong. I mean, this doesn't look like the type of spell that requires an incantation. Like, it's not like Expelliarmus, where you need to swish and flick. Or Accio. Accio Blood. Accio Blood. Does look a little bit more like Septum Septra, but still. It doesn't require an incantation. It doesn't require a ritual. It's just like, put the fluid in the thing, and that's it. But like, okay, so you can do an experiment, I suppose. Like, you can prove if this is real or not. Find another woman who does this to her husband, and then exchange the ingredients. Like, she uses your ingredient, you use hers, and if the husband is still faithful, then it means all of this is bullshit. Although, maybe the husband is going to wake up during the middle of the night, covered in sweat, and say, like, I had a dream with this very beautiful woman. And he describes the woman that you got the ingredients from. And then you know, holy shit, it actually works. This is actually a legit spell. These women basically want to trick men into relationships because they don't think they can do it legit. Yes. And by the way, I would just point out that progressives and feminists especially have lectured me for quite a while on various internet forums that a love potion is rape. And the context came within RPGs and anime and all of that thing. Like, they would say, I think it is. Like, actually, if you think about it, a love potion would be a date rape drug, wouldn't it? Like, if you're looking at an RPG like The Witcher, right? And in The Witcher, you go to the village witch and you ask for a love potion. Wouldn't it be like a date rape drug? What about like a perfume that smells very nice and drives people crazy? So like you use this perfume and women really want you. Because like they smell the scent. Wouldn't that also be like some... Little do they know that the only person that these women are tricking is themselves. Kinda. And you know, like, this whole thing, like, from what I can gather, they don't put that much in. So, like, if you find out it's disgusting, but, like, if you don't know, I mean, you don't know. You know, like, what I guess ignorance is the shield in some cases. This is a love spell totally different from a love potion. Oh, that is correct. How silly of me. Yes. I did not differentiate between the intricacies of love potions and love spells. People use that pheromone perfume. Yeah, but like, how effective is it? How effective is it? Like, I have yet to meet, like, a woman that I didn't like, but, like, all of a sudden her perfume drove me crazy. So I think it's the same for women. Like, they meet a man and it's like, oh, well, he isn't attractive, but god damn it, that perfume, those pheromones, not to mention, like, if you're at a club, like, think about this. Let's say that the pheromones would work, right? So, like, what do the pheromones do? Like, it's supposed to get the woman to be ready for you, right? And you put the perfume, she smells it, she gets really moist, and then she goes out with the Chad next to her, because she likes Chad. And, like, all your pheromones did was to activate her desire, but that doesn't mean that she needs to have a desire towards you. No, like, she can just have the desire towards Chad. It is true, though. Like, I don't read much because I'm underground, but at the same time, do you know how many people throw books under my bridge? You'd be surprised. I don't really believe this whole bullshit with the subconscious thing, or like, how much does your subconscious affect your actual conscious? I don't know if it's like that, like it's the way that it's being presented. It's like, oh, well, like subconsciously you feel an attraction. I mean, maybe, but like still, you know, like if you have alcohol and it dulls your senses, like, yeah, okay, like maybe your subconscious, like your inhibitions disappear. But at the end of the day, we have inhibitions. And even though like you might have like a subconscious attraction towards someone, it doesn't mean you're going to act on it. Oh, Brian, thank you for the $2. I fed him my bits and pieces. Works it. Brian, you need help. Chat. Let's find out where Brian is and give him help. Like he needs to. He needs some professional assistance. The subconscious is way more important than the logical part of the brain. Yeah, so I've been told. I don't think so. I mean, look, again, I give you the example when you're walking on the street, you're really hungry. Like, I'm saying, like, you're famished. And then all of a sudden, there's a pizza restaurant next to you, and the smell is coming from there, and you see the beautiful pizza in the window. Like, your subconscious really wants you to have that. Now, if you don't have money, then you're not going to just take a brick from the ground, smash the window, and take the pizza, right? Even though, like, your subconscious really wants it, and you're constantly thinking about it, and you have the inhibitions, which are triggered by your frontal lobe. I mean, like, look, if you were to not have inhibitions, yeah, chances are you would probably do it. Like, if you didn't think of the consequences, like, you're starving, there's food right over there, there's a way for you to get it, but, like, you know the consequences of what would happen if you did, so... Anyway. Let me go back to the thing. Why is it? Oh, here we go. I have done this often with uniformly good results. I have directly fed goblets. I think she's talking about goblets. Goblets of menstruum to my lover from my fingers as one might feed a pet. This was done to bind him, but to avoid the sneakiness of slipping it into his drinks, I want him to know how much he will be mine. So I'm casting the spell in the open. Okay, you found a sicko that has a fetish. I'm just saying, like, this is... That is actually a fetish where people like blood. I don't know what's it called. I'm pretty sure, like, there's a fetish for everything. Sounds like a death metal band. I read this last one to my husband, and he literally ran away from the room just hearing about it. So I don't know how this last willingly... You know, like, this is another thing with women going, it's like, oh, it's just blood. Like, why are you caring about... Would you honestly drink the blood of one of your girlfriends? Like, because I had this conversation with a couple of feminists, by the way, right? So, this was back in the day, 2016, when feminism was in vogue. And they were constantly saying, it's like, oh, well, why is it so disgusting? It's just period blood. It's just menstrual blood. It's just like blood. It's normal. And I was like, okay, so you're telling me that if you had a roommate that it's another woman, you would be fine with her bleeding over everything and, you know, like, just out in the open, like, you'd not be disgusted with it, just whatsoever. I mean, look, you know, men aren't really that disgusted with their own cream, right? I mean, you just wipe your hands and that's it, right? Like, it's a natural body function, like you say. But, like, if another man came onto your sock, you'd probably be upset. You know, it is what it is. There is nothing magical about blood. It's a side effect of swelling of the uterus. Oh, wow. Thank you, Bovine. I really didn't know that. Like, you had to spell it out. Hello, Rosa. We're talking about blood magic. I'm glad you had to spell it out. Because otherwise, I literally thought that there is magic with blood. Oh, Rosa, look at this. Okay, listen to this, Rosa. He asked me to cook rice for him. I was on my period. I removed my pad and stuck it inside the water and made sure that the blood matched in the water. I added urine into the water and I made stew for him. He came back, ate the food without knowing. My question is, did I do the right thing or did I overreact? Should I tell him because I'm feeling very worried and confused? We're talking about blood magic, Rosa. Apparently it's very popular in Sicily and in certain African American hoodoo culture. Pizza Fest, yes. Oh, is this it? My friend responded, I think it would be an ordinary assault or alternatively some kind of offense under the Terrorism Act. It wouldn't be a terrorism act because, like, again, terrorism is causing violence with the purpose of achieving political change. I don't think you're trying to change people. Another article claims, this is from the Times of India, menstrual blood in food. Medical board to probe Ghaziabad man's claim. Let's see what this man from Ghaziabad is claiming. Listen to this. A 4-member medical team has been informed to investigate allegations leveled by a man that his wife spiked his food with menstrual. Sorry about that. That his wife spiked his food with menstrual blood. On June 12 year, Ghaziabad resident had logged a complaint against the wife and her parents saying that he had contracted infection after having the food mixed with her menstrual blood. He also submitted medical reports to buttress his claim. How the fuck do you submit this type of report, though? No, this is not hemophilia. Like, it's not that these people... okay, so... Hemophilia is a fetish, which, like, makes you want to see the blood. This is like women thinking that if they use menstrual blood and they feed it to their man, the man will be loyal to them, right? And they do it through sneaky ways. They do it through subterfuge. So, like, the man doesn't know. The moment the man finds out, he goes to the authorities. Follow. How do you even, like, okay, so, like, do you take the food and do you like, how do you submit the evidence? This is what I don't know. Like, do you take your bowl of pasta and you give it to the lab and it's like, well, I think she might have, like, and even though, like, you'd have to go to a private laboratory. Like, this is so weird. I'm so glad I'm not the officer in charge of this. Following the complaint, an FIR was registered at Kavi Nadgar police station against the man's wife and her family members using Section 328 of the IPC, causing hurt by means of poison, etc., with the intent to commit an offense. And 120B, criminal conspiracy. Yeah, I guess, like, if her entire family was in on it, then it would be a criminal conspiracy. The man had then claimed that when he felt ill after having the spiked food, he got a medical test done. He said that the test confirmed he had an inflammation in the body because of an infection. The couple who got married in 2015 and had the son, according to the complaint logged by the man, his wife would repeatedly ask him to live separately from his parents, but he would not agree. This would lead to fights and conflicts. The woman's parents and her brother, he alleged, had been prodding her to poison his food and use various forms of witchcraft against him. Fed up with the daily fights, the man's parents left his house and went to live with relatives. After his parents left the house, the man's wife allegedly mixed menstrual blood with his food and gave him to have it for dinner. Asked how he came to know about this, the man claimed he had chanced upon a recorded phone conversation between his wife and her mother. Holy fuck. Can you imagine, like, coming upon that conversation? Do you think this is the facial expression that the man did? That would have been interesting. The man said he then wrote to the district administration and requested that an FIR be lodged. After an investigation for 8 years, police wrote to the chief medical officer and urged him to form a medical board in this case. A senior health department official said medical panel would go through the test report submitted by the man to investigate if the allegations are true or not. The medical board, the official said, has general physician, a gynecologist, a pathologist, and an orthopediatric surgeon. Again, like, I'm really curious, like, what are they going to charge her with? Because, like, it's not poisoning. You know, like, legal definitions are strict. Like, they don't... You can't really misinterpret them. Like, every single definition is explained with autistic detail. So when you talk about, like, food poisoning or whatever, like, they go exactly into how many days you need to spend into the hospital, what constitutes food poisoning, what doesn't. So it's not really that simple. Like, you just say, oh, well, it's like poisoning. V, we all know you're turned on right now. Well, I was thinking about your mother, Top Ghost, so it's very difficult to control myself when I'm thinking about such an ushkushi woman. Oh, now people want the Dakimakura with me? How many women are in the chat that would actually like a Dakimakura with me besides Sarah? Man, if there was merchandise of me, I don't even know what I would use. I would probably use, like, some caps with the troll on it. The soy face would probably be there, you know? One can get iron poisoning from drinking human blood. Okay, but, like, if you get the poisoning and you spend days in the hospital, then yeah, it is poisoning. But if not, then it's not. I mean, think about it this way. Like, what if your wife, let's say, cooks you the food rare? So, like, let's say she cooks up pork chop, but she accidentally makes it rare. Is that poisoning? Because, yeah, that has the potential of making you sick. But, like, you wouldn't be able to call the police and say that, oh, my wife is trying to poison me. Why? Like, she didn't cook the food properly. It's like, okay, well. Here, V, buy your daughter's mouse pad. Does Rosa have merchandise now? Is she selling mouse pads? Let me actually look it up. Rosa mouse pad. I'm curious now. Rosa mouse pad. Rosa Koala. I didn't think that the Heaven X girls have merch. Oh, she does have. But it doesn't have the boobs, does it? Why am I advertising her on my stream, though? Like, I should charge money for this, Rosa. I should, like, people usually pay me to do this. Therapist, a perfectly accurate VTuber Booba mousepad that doesn't exist. Oh, it doesn't exist, so I can't buy it. That is sad, but it does look interesting, though. Elena Ceausescu, buy a shawarma? I should, actually, man. Like, when's the last time I had a shawarma? You know, since my wife is cooking, like, she keeps complaining about eating outside. Like, you're wasting money eating outside instead of eating things from inside because it's cheaper, blah, blah, blah. Thanks for the late stream. I appreciate it as well, Lemmy Wings, for your viewership. I need to start streaming on a regular schedule, man. Like, I'm losing a lot of viewers. I guess, like, shilling VTubers, a lot of people, I see them in the VTubers chat. They're never coming back, you know? Like, at least Sarah... She likes Lisa, she likes Pippa, but she does come back to me. So I appreciate Sarah. But like other people, I know people who are gone forever. Zenith as well. Like Zenith is a man you can trust. He goes through all the VTubers, he does the rounds. But at the end of the day, he still comes here. Merch idea, voice pack lines. Look here, you bigot. This is a great opportunity. I guess, but like voice pack lines for what? I mean, people can just take my voice pack lines for free. You know, it's not like they're trademarked or anything. Koa floor mat. That is a good idea, actually. V, stop watching Pippa so you can stream at a normal time. Why are you taking the last joy that I have in my life? I have no idea what you are trying to stream. Yeah, well, I usually rely on Susan Wojcicki telling you what I'm streaming. But apparently it's getting more and more difficult nowadays. Anyway, right? It's about it for today, I guess. Go watch someone else. Who should you watch? I think Rosa is streaming right after. So maybe you can go watch her. Thank you for coming to my stream, though. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the comment section. Take care.